Upper lower is so popular right now that you're probably hearing these two terms a lot lately, and these are RIR and RPE. But what even are these? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you being here, and I hope that you subscribe and like the video if you want to see these more often. But today we're going to be breaking down RIR and RPE. These terms get thrown around a lot lately, and it's only because of upper, lower, and full body splits being so popular. And now we have to manage our fatigue super well, and so people are talking about these terms to help our fatigue. If you missed out on me explaining about fatigue management, make sure to watch this video right here. But let's get into RPE and RIR. Rate of perceived exertion and reps in reserve are these terms that get thrown around a lot because of upper lower and full body splits. They have existed before, but they're only popular right now is because these splits are so frequent that we need to make sure that we're recovering well and not digging ourselves into a hole. So let's talk about the first one, and it's probably the easiest to explain. Rate of perceived exertion, or RPE, is exactly how it's called. It's your rate of perceived exertion on a working set or just set in general. It's like a list from 1 to 10 of how difficult you would rate this exercise was. So it's super common in powerlifting because they judge all of their strength lifts because they're trying to get to an RPE of 10 on their competition day because they want their hardest lift ever to be a rate of 10 because they're trying to get a new max, if you think of it like that. It's not as common in hypertrophy training, but it can still be used as a tool to help with exertion and just fatigue in general. Most of your working sets should be anywhere in between 7 and 9. I wouldn't say 10 because 10 would be something like a 1 rep max. But if you're looking at it in a hypertrophy standard and saying you want a rate of perceived exertion for a set between 7 to 10 reps, well, then you could probably get a rate of perceived exertion at 10 if you're judging it with a very specific context. But typically, 10 RPE is the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. And so that's why it's very personalized because someone's 10 RPE can be different from your own 10. So that's why it's called rate of perceived exertion because it's very personalized. And so don't judge others because of their 10 RPE being different than yours. So don't feel pressure to program RPE in your program, but it's sometimes necessary when you're trying to figure out how difficult a set is. I would highly suggest doing it if you are into powerlifting, but if you're into hypertrophy training, it's not that necessary. So now let's talk about the more fun one, and it has a direct link to hypertrophy and just fatigue management as a whole. And it's RIR, or reps in reserve. And this is exactly how it's called as well. It's as many reps that you have in your tank, but these are full reps. It's not about partials. We don't count partials, especially in our progressive overload tracking, but we do track our reps in reserve that we have and our full range of motion reps in reserve. And so this is an exact tracking of how close to failure we are. And so 0 RIR is not failure. All 0 RIR is 0 reps in reserve. And then failure would be trying to see if you could do another rep and all you get is a partial. And this means you failed the rep. So that sometimes gets confused. 0 RIR and failure get linked a lot together because it makes sense in just looking at it. But if you look at it with a little bit more context, failing is specifically as it's told. It's failing a rep. And 0 RIR is just stopping when you've done your last full rep that you know you can do. The really cool thing is that failure is a huge tool in helping learn RIR. You have to go through this sort of phase of training to failure all the time to learn your body. And especially as beginners, your recovery is going to be so much better than intermediate to advanced lifters that you're going to be able to recover from training to failure all the time. And it's also going to teach you so much about your body that now you're going to actually be able to track RIR and then apply it to an upper lower split or full body split, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Because upper lower and full body is so frequent, we need to be able to stay 1 rep shy or 2 reps shy from failure, so 0 to 2 RIR, to help recover and be ready for the next workout. It's been shown that frequency has been showing to be the best bang for our buck for muscle building. So if you want to try an upper lower split or full body split, I definitely think you should give it a try. And I'm definitely going to make a video of how I would personally create an upper lower split because I'm starting to create one for myself right now. And so with thinking about RIR and going 0 to 2 RIR, this is when needing to know how to go train to failure is useful. So you know your limits and you know where to stop shy so that you save enough energy to recover from and you're not just digging yourself into a hole of this unrecoverable muscle that just can't catch a break because of all the stimulus and frequency you're putting on it. So that's basically the super simple way of what RPE and RIR is, and I hope you can apply this to your own training and find it useful. I love making these videos, so if you want to subscribe and like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. And I definitely will have a second video up on Sunday, as I usually do. I'm trying to post 2 times a week. Hopefully that goes well. I have found a pretty good routine right now. So let me know in the comments of anything you want me to touch topics on. And so I will do that, and I'll create a list going of everything that I can help with. Take care.